What's up, friends of YouTube? Welcome back to another workflow session. In this session, we are going to get started with Studio 1.4. I'm going to be making a rap or trap type beat from scratch. So I have none of this thought out. It's going to be done in real time, and I'm going to try to produce as fast as possible. So let's go ahead and try to get into it quick. So this is my first video with Studio 1.4, so I just want to start by saying Studio One is an amazing DAW. If you guys are just starting out, I would highly suggest you look into Studio 1.4 because, in my opinion, it is the complete DAW. And I hope to show you guys a good example of that in this video. So I'm gonna produce an entire beat here from scratch, and I'm gonna try to explain as much as I can, and I'm gonna try to work as fast as I can. So let's get right into it. First thing I'm gonna do is go into my files, and I'm gonna look for a sample that I can start with that I really like. And I'm gonna start with a Nick Myra sample pack because I love Nick Myra's work here. So I'm just gonna click one at random. Let's try this one, the Diablo sample pack. And all I'm gonna do is start listening to it one by one until I find something I like. Alright, so I think I like this one, Fed Up. I like the guitar. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take this guitar. I'm going to use it for the beat. So I'm going to click and drag the sample onto my scratch pad. And as you can see here, the sample is going to be 16 bars. So I'm going to double click it. And I'm going to hit Alt plus to raise the volume. And I'm going to play this at 143 BPM. Let's hear what that sounds like. Alright, it sounds a little dark to me, so I'm going to brighten it by transposing it up one and tuning it down one. Let's hear what that sounds like. Alright, while I'm doing this, I want to go ahead and open up my Hornet song key so that I could see what key the beat is in. So I'm going to open up my mixer and I'm going to hop into Hornet song key. And I'm going to leave this open so that we can see what key the beat is in. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is insert a clap pattern. So Control Alt P. Hold on a second. Let me put it next to the clap here. Control Alt P. My bad. It's Control Shift P. There we go. Control Shift P. So I'm going to grab that pattern, bring it up to the clap. And this is a new feature in Studio 1.4. I'm going to show you how easy it is to make a pattern. So all I have to do is click on the pattern window. And since I want the clap to be here, I'll show you what it sounds like in a second. That's all I have to do to program the pattern for the clap. So next thing I need to do is find an actual clap sound. So since we're at B flat minor, I'm going to go down to the key section and put it at B flat minor so that we know what key the beat is in. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is look through my samples for a clap pattern. And I'm going to put it onto the new sample one. And this is an incredible sample one. They really outdid themselves here with this one. This is an amazing VST. So I'm going to find a clap sound. Let's try the Little Skies drum kit. And I'm just going to put in the first clap and let's hear what that sounds like. I'm going to raise the volume. Actually, I'm going to switch the clap. Something's not sounding right, so we'll worry about that in a second. I just need a clap here. So next thing, let's find a hi-hat. So I'm going to pull up another instance here of sample 1, and I'm just going to use the same pack and put in a hi-hat. And the next thing I'm going to do is I have another pack with hi-hat MIDI loops, and I'm going to experiment with these. Instead of programming it myself, I'm just going to start by playing with different MIDIs here, see what they sound like. My bad, it needs to be in the hi-hat section. I'm also going to route these to the drum bus channel. I'm going to route all the drums to the drum bus channel here, just to save some time. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to program a snare. So I'm going to pull up another instance here of sample 1, and I'm going to look for a snare sound. I have a pack here. Let's see. For trap snares, fish head trap snares. Okay, here we are. And I'm going to start playing with that. I'm going to program a new pattern. So Control-Shift-P. I'm going to move that to the snare window. I'm going to extend it here and double click to enter the pattern mode. And now we know that this is the snare sound that I want to hit. So I want it to hit pretty much, let's see what that sounds like. Every 16. I'm going to switch the sound. Oh, I like that one. I'm going to bring the volume down on that snare. Pan it to the left a little bit. I'm going to extend the hi-hat pattern. Alright, so let's see. Next thing I'm going to do is program the 808. So I'm going to double click. Actually, I'm going to add another pattern, Control-Shift-P. Drag it all the way out, and this is going to be for the 808. For the 808, I'm going to pull it up here for you guys. So I'm using Maschine Studio, which is this device right here on my left. And I'm using an instance of Contact. And I'm using Sub-Zero 808. And the preset that I'm using is 6 North 8 Long. Because I like this 808, so I'm going to try using this one. Alright, so we know the key is in B flat minor. So I'm going to go to Studio 1, and there's an option here. Not Studio 1, I'm going to Maschine Studio. And there's an option here where if I hit keyboard mode and pad mode, I can change the scale to minor, and I can change the key to B flat minor. So that every pad is in key. So here's a couple sounds. So all those are in B flat minor. So I'm going to go ahead and play the beat and try to figure out the pattern that sounds best for the 808. Alright, I got something going, so I'm going to go ahead and start programming the pattern here. So B flat minor. I'm going to start with C and see what that sounds like. I'm going to change the steps to 64. And I'm going to put, no. This one, okay. Okay, this needs to be moved. And this is all being done by ear. So I'm going to drop it here. Alright, so it's sounding pretty good so far. I just need to program a couple more notes. try that. Oh, that sounds cool. So I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger so I can see the level a little bit easier. I need to bring the bass down. Excuse me. So one new thing about Studio 1.4 is that you can now put notes down here, and I find that extremely useful. I don't think any other DAW actually has this yet. These tiny little notes that you can put on the actual channels. I could be wrong about that, so let me know in the comments if I am. So basically I put some notes in here where the kick and the sub should be. So between 15 dB and 12 dB, and the kick should be between 6 dB. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the sub to about 12, negative 12 here. Okay, and also the guitar is a little loud, so I'm going to bring the guitar down. I don't like that clap. I'm going to change it later on, but for now we're going to move on. The guitar I'm going to switch to the instrument bus channel, and the riser should be in the effects bus channel. Okay, so let's move on to a pad sound next, I think, or perhaps the kick. Actually, let's move on to the kick. So what I'm working on right now is the scratch pad. I'm just trying to get an idea together. So the next thing I'm going to do is program a kick. So I'm going to go back into my browse. I'm going to find a kick sound and just going to choose one here. I like Nick Myra's Contra kit, so I'm going to look for it. He has some pretty good kicks. Here it is. Alright, so I'm going to open up the sample one for the kick and drop it right in there. Next I'm going to hit Control-Shift-P for the pattern. I'm going to put it into the kick. I'm going to drag it all the way to match the others. Double click on pattern. The kick is C3. I'm going to match it with the... Oh, hold on a second. Switch it to 64 steps, and I'm going to match it to the 808 to start with. That's not right. That's not right. I'm going to do it by ear. I'm going to bring that down to 32 and see if I can just match it like this. And what do you know? It actually works, so I'm going to leave it at that. Why is this hat here? I'm going to remove that by hitting Shift-T. Alright, now let's go ahead and work more on the melodic part. So I'm going to go ahead and open an instance of Omnisphere. And I'm going to go into Keyscape. And I'm going to find a piano. I want to try the MK Rhodes wide stereo. Let's try that. Alright, and I'm just going to use the standard preset here for this. And I'm just going to play around, see what happens. So first thing I'm going to do is switch it to... What are we at? We're at B flat minor, right? Where's B flat? There it is. B flat, natural minor. I'm going to click this check mark so that we can see the scale. And I can see here at a quick glance that it's going to be all the black keys as well as F and C. So it's very simple to play in the scale. I can just play by, you know, the piano here live. So I'm going to go ahead and start playing with some random ideas, see what I can come up with. My bad. If you want to play live, you have to click on this little speaker icon, and that's going to allow you to monitor the instrument. Alright, so my keyboard's not working, and I'm going to try restarting it. Okay, it's working now. So let's try that again. That doesn't sound like it's in key, so I'm going to go ahead and open up Hornet one more time and make sure that we're still in key. Looks like we are. I'm gonna reset it and try again. See, now it's telling us C minor. Okay, B flat minor, so it's going back to it. Okay, so we are in B flat minor, so I'm gonna try again. Maybe something's wrong with the sound that I chose. Let's go ahead and try one more time. It sounds out of key to me for some reason. Screw it. I'm just gonna go ahead and change the key of this guitar. So I'm gonna actually transpose it down 2, up 2, and let's see what that sounds like. Alright, since I changed that key, I have to change the key of the bass as well. So first thing I'm gonna do is figure out what key we're in now, the new one. Where is the mixer? Here we are. Hornet song key. Reset. Replay. Actually, let me mute the sub actually. So now we're in F sharp minor. I'm gonna change the key signature to F sharp minor. Uh-oh, we switched to C sharp minor. So actually we are in C sharp minor, not F sharp minor. Let's give it a few more seconds. Now we're at E minor. It says we're at E minor, so let's switch that back to E minor. I'm gonna go back to the instrument, switch this to E minor. And let's try playing C for in key now. Yep. Alright, now we're in key, but I don't like that piano. So I'm going to switch the piano in a second, but I need to change the 808 as well. So in order to be in key, we're only going to be using the F sharp 2. Or, I mean, sorry, the black key. The only black key that we're using is F sharp. All the other white keys are acceptable except F. So now that I know that, I can program the 808. So let's go ahead and reprogram this with the right ones. So C is in the key. Let's see what it sounds like. I'm gonna raise the sub so I can work better on it. It's not playing. That's because I muted it. C does not sound good, so I'm gonna change C. Let's raise it to E. Nope. F sharp. I think that's the one. See how that was out of key? That's because F is not within the scale, so I want it to go drop, so I'm going to drop it down to D. But I put it in the wrong spot. I don't need this anymore. There we go, that sounds dope. Let's finish the pattern here. Let's try this. So that sounds pretty cool. We'll leave it at that. Let's bring the volume back to -12. Alright, I'm going to do a quick mix here because I like to mix the 808 as soon as possible so that it sounds better. I'm going to put in a FabFilter Pro Q2. A quick low cut here, 48. All right, now that I got done, I'm going to put in a decapitator. I'm just adding some distortion to the high end. There we go. That sounds better. All right, let's move on. Let's go to Omnisphere. I'm going to change the sound. I don't like this keyboard. I actually want something different. So let's go to the patch browser. And I'm going to go ahead and look through pads and strings. I'm going to hit random, the shuffle button, and let's try Hallowed Be Thine. Let's hear what that sounds like. Okay, this could work. Let's try. Okay, that's out of key. Okay, so we are no longer in the key of E minor. That is clearly out of key. So let's go back to the mix. Grab Hornet Song key. It says C sharp minor. Let's try C sharp minor. I'm going to try playing that in key. So let's change this here to C sharp minor. And bring down this browser. We don't need that. And let's try one more time here. C sharp natural minor. There we go. That's in key now. No. All right, so now that we're in key, let's bring down that sound. It's too loud. That's not right. F sharp, that's the key I need. All right, so now that I figured out the key I want, I'm gonna go ahead and program this in, F sharp. And I think I'm gonna put it in for 4 bars. Let's hear what that sounds like. Okay, I'm gonna stop it here. Duplicate that, bring it closer together, bring it up to this one here, I believe. Let's try that. Cool, sounds good. Let's bring it down right here. Back to the root. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do here. Nope. This key here. Nope. B3, let's see, A3, let's try that. I'm gonna bring it down, or actually up. Switch it to a pad sound. And I'm gonna change the color to blue. I'm gonna duplicate that. I'm gonna bring down the volume. Bring up the guitar. All right, I want the guitar to sound better, so I'm gonna put in one of my secret mixing tools, which is, see if I can find Sonic Maximizer. Check this out. I'm gonna put in the preset guitar acoustic, and let's hear what that sounds like. Cool, so next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a riser. I'm gonna add a riser here towards the end. And I'm good for that. I'm gonna use the, that's not right. I should be using a different, here we go, the riser. the Razer VST, and I usually go into the, let's see, pitch rises and atonal pitch rises. I'm thinking an atonal wish noise would sound good, so I'm going to go ahead and program that in using C3, so I have to uncheck that and program that in there, and I'm going to hear what that sounds like. Alright, so it's not working. I need to figure out why. It's in there. Oh, I know why. I put it in the wrong channel. Okay, let's try that. I didn't like that sound. Let's try a different one. Back in the riser, I'm going to click on next. Alright, that's pretty cool. I'll leave it at that. And I'm going to go ahead and put in my beat tag as well, just to get that out of the way. And actually, I'm not going to do that. We don't need it right now. I'm going to get rid of this. We don't need that. Alright, so let's go ahead and start arranging. I mean, we pretty much have a beat going already. So I'm going to start with the guitar. I'm going to click and drag that. And I'm going to double click in the arranger window to create an intro section. And I need to change the BPM to 143. We don't need the scratch pad, so I can bring that down. Let's bring this to normal. Let's bring up the scratch pad actually again. And I'm going to bring in the pad sound here, as well as the clap. Then I'm going to bring in the bass with the snare. Duplicate this. I'm going to close out this here real quick. This is going to be the chorus, and it's going to be this long. I'm going to change the color. Doesn't matter what it is. Chorus. And we want to put the kick in the chorus as well. So let's go ahead and grab the kick. And I forgot that I have this looping, so I'm going to extend the loop. Duplicate the pad sound. I'm going to bring the guitar into the instruments pack. And I'm going to bring Omnisphere into the pads pack so we don't get confused. Let's see, do I have everything? I'm going to put in the riser right before the chorus. And I put it in the wrong spot again, so I need to bring it down one. I'm going to start duplicating everything here. And the hi-hats should be in the chorus as well. And I think I've used everything, so we don't need the scratch pad anymore. And this here is going to be the verse. So I'm going to rename that verse. Change the color, doesn't matter, something green. Whoops. So the intro's pretty decent right now. Let's switch that to tiny. I need to add some more to the intro, obviously. I'm going to put in my beat tag right here. And I'm going to program it in C3. And I'll worry about that later on. That should already be set here. I'm going to change the clap sound. So I'm not liking the way this clap pack is sounding. I don't remember it sounding like that. So something must be wrong, but I'm going to try a different clap. So Nick Meyer's contra claps. I'm going to go into the clap sound, change it up. See what it sounds like? Much better. I'm going to bring that down. pan the hi-hat to the right a little bit. And I'm going to take the snare off here for the verse. And I'm going to shorten the kick. Whoops. I'm going to take the pads off here for the verse. I'm going to extend the verse to 2 more bars. Then I'm going to duplicate the chorus and bring everything down. And I'm going to duplicate the verse and the chorus one more time. Now the song is about 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Perfect. So we're going to put an outro to be 8 bars for the outro. And I'm going to change the color to something we haven't used. Perfect. So the beat's almost done, guys. The production aspect, at least. So I still need some effects here. I still need an open hat and a perk sound. I might switch up the clap actually here in the verse. So that's actually what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go into my browse window. I'm going to open up a new instance of sample 1. I'm going to drop it underneath the clap. And I'm going to title this clap B. Now I'm going to open up a new clap sound from my files. Let's try chow clap. And I'm going to hit Control-Shift-P to enter a new pattern. I'm going to extend that to the length of the verse. Next thing I'm going to do is take out the original clap from the verse section. And I'm going to duplicate that pattern for this verse. Double click on the pattern so I can adjust it. And I'm going to put just this one sound here. And I can already tell I don't like that clap, so I'm going to switch it to the next one. And let's hear what it sounds like in the verse. Too loud. I'm going to put in some hi-hats for the second part here of the verse. And I'm thinking I'm going to have to use a different hi-hat pattern at one point. So let's put this one here to match. And let's bring in the... Okay, and I'm going to add some more risers to the arrangement. So one before the verse, one before the chorus, one before this verse, and one before this chorus, and one for the outro. Why is my beat tag on here several times? I don't know. Oh, because I duplicated, so I'm going to delete that. Okay, let's hear it from the beginning. So the next thing I'm doing is adding the perk sound. Okay, we're gonna bring the volume down for that. Let's go back to the pattern. I'm going to change it to 32. I'm going to go ahead and copy that to the chorus. And this is why Studio One is so amazing. Like, I can program these drum patterns so fast now. See, before I think FL Studio was dominating the this arranger or sequencer, I mean. But now that Studio 1.4 has it, this is way better than FL Studios in my opinion. There's so much more you can do with this, but that's for a different video. I pretty much have the beat completed here. I just need to add some more effects. I need to add some more pad sounds. I was thinking of adding some choir. So this is going to be a pretty long video, but I think it's worth it because you're going to see exactly how a beat is made. So I'm going to move a little bit faster here. I'm going to try to get this done quick. So yeah, let's get back into it. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the scratch pad. I'm going to grab that guitar sound, duplicate it, bring it down to its own window, bring it up to so that it's next to the guitar. It's not letting me do that. Oh, here we go. I'm going to drop it in the instruments. For this one, though, I'm going to reverse it by hitting Control R. Let's hear what it sounds like together. I'm going to solo these two. I'm going to bring down the volume for the reverse. I'm going to switch it to the pad channel. I'm going to switch the color to blue. And I'm going to use that for the intro. So I'm going to click and drag that into the intro. And let's hear what it sounds like. I'm also going to put it in the verse. Let's hear what it sounds like if I put it here. It might sound pretty interesting. Let's give it a shot. I'm going to drop that in the pads folder. It's slowed down in the chorus. Oh, that's because I have it soloed. Just remembered. Erase this. I'm going to pan it to the left. I'm going to add the perk here as well. Let's hear what this part sounds like. Ah, that's right, I had the loop, sorry. Okay, let's hear that again. Okay, that sounded pretty cool, but this part here needs to raise in volume, so I'm gonna have to do an automation clip here to bring up the volume for this section. But I like the way that sounds. I'm gonna go ahead and end the beat with that as well. And I'm gonna end the beat with the bass. Bass is gonna play through about here. And I'm gonna add another riser here. And let's hear what the outro sounds like. Alright, cool. I like that outro. So pretty much the beat is almost done. I'm going to add some effects. So I'm going to open up Contact. I'm going to add probably, I'm thinking Exhale, but it takes forever to load. Well, I'm sorry guys, it's going to take a while to load, but I think it's worth it because Exhale has some really cool sound effects. Just give it about 30 seconds, maybe less, hopefully. And I'm gonna add some sound effects throughout the beat to give it a little more character. You know, producing a beat takes a long time. This is not a good beat in my opinion. Like, I don't really like it, but it works. You know, some people out there might like it, and that's what's important. So if you guys learned something from this video, then you know that's basically the mission for this. Exhale is loading. It's taking a while to load. Let's see, I can't really do much while it loads. I can't even move the window, so I can't do anything. After I put in those sound effects, I might add another pad sound. I haven't really decided. I don't think so. I'm just going to keep this beat simple. So the last thing I'm going to do is sound effects, and that's pretty much it. And that'll be the end of the video. So I predict another 5 to 10 minutes. Alright, cool. Here we go. Load up. Okay, here we are. And I'm gonna go ahead and it was this one here, so I'm gonna solo that. And I'm gonna try and see if I can find a cool effect for the intro. So I'm going to open up Contact again. And I need to bring down the volume a little bit on that. That sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna half time that though. I'm just gonna use that one, the very first one that I didn't even change the preset. It needs to be a little bit higher, so C#4? Yeah. So C#4. Let's play it for 8 bars. And then let's duplicate that. Let's hear what it sounds like. Actually, I don't need to duplicate that. And I need to put this in my scratch pad. So I'm gonna half time that. I'm gonna press the Alt key and I'm gonna drag this to double the speed. So let's hear what that sounds like. Okay, I see where I messed up. I need to bounce this first. So Control B to bounce this file. And that way we can work with the WAV file. So I'm gonna double click on it, Alt plus to raise the volume. And the next thing I'm gonna do is Alt click like I did before so I can double time that. Let's hear what it sounds like. It's too loud. I'm gonna go into the mix and bring it down. And that sounds awesome. So I'm gonna use that for the intro, verse, this verse. But actually I'm gonna try something unique here. I'm gonna move it so that it doesn't start right away. It builds on it. As you can see, the energy is gonna build as the beat progresses because you want a lot of movement. And that's what I'm aiming for when I do that. I'm also gonna put it in the outro. So let's hear what it sounds like in the verse section. There we go. Okay, I think the beat's done. I don't really like using an open hat, to be honest, but let's see if I can make something work. So I'm putting an open hat here into a sample 1. Next thing I'm going to do is hit Control-Shift-P, and we're going to grab this pattern, bring it down to open hat, and let's try with the chorus first. So I'm going to go ahead and loop the chorus, Control-click, and then Alt-click, so that I can get this loop playing. And I'm going to put the open hat right here. Bring it down. I'm going to pan that to the right. I'm going to try a different open hat. And the next thing I'm going to do is go back to that pattern, and I actually want to extend it to 32. There we go. Let's hear what it sounds like with the verse now. Nope. So that's what I'm going to do there. gonna bring down the open hat here. And I think that's it, the beat's done. So the next step would obviously be to mix this and then master. But for the production aspect of it, the idea is in place, and that's what matters. So the next step for me would be to bounce all of these MIDI files into WAV files, and then get into the mixing. Alright, so I'm glad you guys joined me today. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys learned something. And if anybody out there liked that beat, I can go ahead and send it to you. I don't mind doing that. Just go ahead and comment below, send me a private message. And that's it. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. So take care, guys.